Imagine juggling 5 revolutionary companies, transforming transportation, colonizing Mars, linking brains to computers, digging tunnels under cities, and reinventing social media. Sounds impossible, right? Yet one man, Elon Musk, does exactly that. But how? What does his day look like? Prepare to discover the bizarre, almost superhuman daily routine of the world's most ambitious CEO, a routine that defies normal expectations and reveals shocking insights into extreme productivity. As we unfold this fascinating narrative, you won't just learn about Musk's eccentric habits. You'll naturally expand your English vocabulary, grasp complex sentence structures, and improve your listening comprehension. And for every new word or complex idea you grasp in this story, remember to be truly proud of that progress. You are actively boosting your English fluency right now. Get ready to unlock the secrets of extreme focus and pick up unique English phrases you can use every day. Let's dive into the mind of a modern titan. This isn't just a story, it's a deep dive into human limits and linguistic mastery. Chapter 1. The Unthinkable Schedule, Living on the Edge. Welcome to the mind-boggling world of Elon Musk, a man who consistently pushes the boundaries of what is considered humanly possible. He's not just a CEO. He's the visionary force behind Tesla, revolutionizing electric vehicles and sustainable energy, SpaceX, making humanity a multiplanetary species, Neuralink, venturing into brain-computer interfaces, The Boring Company, reimagining urban transportation with tunnels, and of course X, formerly Twitter, at the forefront of digital communication. Juggling one such company would be a lifetime's work for most. But 5 simultaneously? It sounds less like a daily routine and more like a carefully orchestrated, high-stakes experiment in human endurance and efficiency. What kind of daily habits enable such an extraordinary, almost incomprehensible level of output? The sheer scale of his commitments borders on the mythical, from spearheading rocket launches that defy gravity to overseeing gigafactories churning out millions of cars to delving into the intricate complexities of neural implants. Musk's ambitions are literally reshaping our future. This isn't merely about working long hours. It's about operating on a different plane of existence, a relentless pursuit of seemingly impossible goals. For many years, anecdotes and reports have painted a picture of a man driven by an almost manic intensity, often sleeping on factory floors or at his desk, fueled by Diet Coke and an unwavering conviction in his colossal missions. It makes you wonder, is he a genius who cracked the code of time management, or a cautionary tale of burning the candle at both ends? How do you think a single individual manages to lead 5 groundbreaking companies at once without completely breaking down? What unspoken trade-offs do you think he has to make every single day? And how can understanding his unique approach help you optimize your own life and English learning? The general perception of a successful CEO often involves structured meetings, strategic planning sessions, and a clear division between work and personal life. Elon Musk shatters this perception. His daily routine, when pieced together from interviews, biographies, and his own candid confessions, reveals a highly unusual, almost counterintuitive approach to productivity. It's not just unconventional. For many, it borders on the weird. It's less about work-life balance and more about work-life integration, to the point where the lines blur beyond recognition. This isn't a 9-to-5 job, it's a 24/7 obsession. This extreme dedication has led some to view him as a human algorithm, a biological machine designed for maximum output. That's our core metaphor for this journey, understanding Musk's routine as a highly optimized, custom-built algorithm for human performance. For you, the English learner, dissecting Musk's routine offers a unique linguistic opportunity. You'll encounter a rich vocabulary related to innovation, extreme productivity, and the daily grind of a titan. Understanding his drive also helps contextualize discussions about ambition, future technologies, and leadership, all vital topics for advanced English conversation and comprehension. Before we delve deeper into the astonishing specifics of Musk's day, if you're intrigued by the power of extreme routines and eager to boost your English through compelling stories, hit that like button and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more unique insights directly to you. Let's illustrate the early signs of this weirdness. Back in the early days of Tesla and SpaceX, when both companies were teetering on the brink of bankruptcy, Musk literally chose to sleep in conference rooms or on factory couches. This wasn't a temporary measure, it was part of his routine for extended periods. He describes those times as production hell, a term that has now become synonymous with his relentless pursuit of goals. This isn't your typical CEO flying in on a private jet. This is a CEO living the challenges, physically embedding himself in the most demanding parts of his operations. This kind of hands-on, almost sacrificial approach immediately signals that his routine is driven by something far beyond conventional business practices. It's an almost obsessive dedication, where comfort and personal well-being seem secondary to the mission. His weirdness extends beyond mere sleeping arrangements. Anecdotes abound about his communication style, famously sending emails at 2 a.m., responding to tweets at odd hours, or making impromptu visits to factory floors in the middle of the night. These aren't isolated incidents. They are consistent patterns that define his operational tempo. He expects the same level of intensity from his executive team, often leading to a high-pressure environment. It raises questions. Is this sustainable? Is it effective? And at what cost does this level of dedication come? By examining these intense routines, you'll not only uncover the unconventional side of genius, but also gain powerful vocabulary related to work ethic, stress, and resilience, essential for advanced English communication. Next, we'll uncover the secrets of his infamous sleep paradox. The underlying principle of Musk's routine, the very algorithm he runs, appears to be one of radical optimization and prioritization. He funnels nearly every waking moment, and even some sleeping moments, into advancing the missions of his companies. His personal life, hobbies, and even traditional self-care often take a back seat to this singular focus. This isn't time management, it's a philosophy of life where every minute is a resource to be allocated with ruthless efficiency towards his grand visions. He views time as his most precious, finite commodity, and he treats it with an almost scientific precision.
For example, he famously avoids phone calls as much as possible, preferring asynchronous communication like email and text to minimize interruptions. He bundles tasks together, processing multiple emails or holding multiple conversations during the same 5-minute window. This relentless pursuit of efficiency hints at a deep understanding of human cognitive load and how to minimize context switching, even if his methods seem extreme to outsiders. You, the aspiring English speaker, can learn from this. Imagine if you optimized your English study time with the same intensity, batching similar tasks and minimizing distractions. What's the most surprising or weird habit you've ever heard of a successful person having? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your unique perspectives make our community vibrant. This chapter sets the stage for a detailed dissection of Elon Musk's human algorithm. We'll explore his specific habits related to sleep, time management, communication, and personal well-being. We'll examine the why behind his methods, connecting them to his overarching purpose. And most importantly, we'll extract the universal principles that you can adapt to your own life to improve your productivity, enhance your focus, and accelerate your English learning journey, even if you never plan to launch a rocket to Mars. Get ready to go beyond the headlines and truly understand the man behind the machine. The journey into his weirdest daily routine and the lessons it holds for you has just begun. Chapter 2. The Sleep Paradox. Rest as a Tactical Tool. In our journey to understand Elon Musk's human algorithm, perhaps no aspect is more unconventional and, frankly, more alarming than his approach to sleep. While conventional wisdom, backed by countless scientific studies, champions 7 to 9 hours of sleep for optimal cognitive function and health, Musk operates on a dramatically different, almost defiant philosophy. For the average person, sleep is a necessity. For Elon Musk, it appears to be a tactical tool, a minimal requirement to keep the biological machine running, rather than a period for true rest and rejuvenation. This is a crucial area for your inner detective to investigate, not to emulate, but to understand the extreme mindset behind it. For English learners, this chapter will introduce you to a rich lexicon of terms related to sleep, stress, and mental endurance, helping you articulate concepts of well-being and productivity in nuanced English. Musk has famously stated his usual sleep duration is around 6 hours, often going to bed around 1 a.m. and waking up at 7 a.m. However, anecdotal evidence and his own confessions reveal this is often an aspirational target, not a strict rule. During periods of production hell at Tesla or critical launches at SpaceX, his sleep schedule often collapses. He's been known to sleep on the factory floor, under a desk, or even just for a few hours in a sleeping bag right next to the production line. This isn't just a sign of dedication, it's a deliberate choice, prioritizing continuous oversight and problem-solving over personal comfort and conventional rest. He once remarked, "I found myself sleeping on the factory floor, sleeping under the desk. That was because I didn't have time to go to a hotel. I wasn't doing it to send some kind of message, it was just, I've got to be here." This wasn't for show, it was a perceived necessity for his human algorithm to function. What kind of radical philosophy would drive someone to intentionally deprive themselves of sleep even when leading multi-billion-dollar companies? And what are the hidden costs of such an extreme approach to rest? Prepare to challenge your own notions of productivity. This Spartan approach to sleep stands in stark contrast to the growing body of research emphasizing sleep's vital role in memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and decision-making. Scientists consistently warn against chronic sleep deprivation, linking it to impaired cognitive function, increased stress, and long-term health issues. Yet, Musk, an engineer by training, seems to view sleep as a variable to be optimized, a resource to be minimally consumed. He once joked, "I just sleep like, I don't know, a bit, probably a bit more than I used to, like maybe 6 hours. If I sleep less than 6 hours, I find my mental acuity goes down." This implies that 6 hours is his calculated minimum for maintaining operational effectiveness, a mere fuel stop for his biological machine, not a luxurious recharge. For you, the English learner, describing your own sleep habits and the impact of sleep deprivation is a common topic in everyday conversation. You can practice phrases like mental acuity, sleep deprivation, burn the candle at both ends, and rejuvenate. Understanding Musk's context helps you use these terms naturally. Is Musk's sleep routine making you rethink your own? Share your optimal sleep duration in the comments below. We're curious to know what works for our productive English learning community. Some speculate that Musk might practice a form of polyphasic sleep, multiple short naps throughout the day, or biphasic sleep, one long night's sleep plus a nap, though he primarily describes his routine as monophasic with minimal hours. The idea is to hack sleep, reducing its total duration while supposedly maintaining mental performance. However, there's little scientific consensus that such extreme polyphasic schedules are sustainable or truly beneficial for most people in the long run. For Musk, it seems less about a deliberate polyphasic system and more about a brutal necessity driven by the sheer volume of his workload. He's reportedly prone to falling asleep in unexpected places, a clear sign that his body is desperately trying to catch up. This isn't efficiency, it's pushing the biological limit. A classic anecdote highlights this. During the critical Model 3 production ramp-up, Musk frequently slept on the floor directly beneath his desk at the Tesla factory in Fremont. He did this to be immediately available to troubleshoot issues, communicate with engineers, and literally embody the all-hands-on-deck mentality. He often worked 120-hour weeks during these periods. While this is lauded by some as ultimate dedication, it paints a picture of a man constantly battling the basic human need for rest. His physical presence, even if half asleep, was a symbolic and practical act of leadership. It demonstrated an extreme level of commitment to his human algorithm's mission, even at the cost of personal well-being.
By analyzing these anecdotes, you're not only understanding the extreme lengths Musk goes to, but also picking up advanced English idioms and phrases related to work-life balance and extreme dedication. What other aspects of his routine reveal his strategic mindset? The cost of this sleep philosophy is not negligible. Reports and observations suggest periods of intense stress, burnout, and emotional volatility. While he is capable of extraordinary feats, there's also an acknowledged toll on his well-being, both physical and mental. This reveals the paradox. Attempting to optimize the biological machine to its absolute limit can, ironically, lead to its breakdown. It highlights a critical distinction for your inner detective. Understanding why someone does something extreme is different from concluding that it's optimal or sustainable for everyone. For English learners, discussing the pros and cons of such an extreme lifestyle offers excellent practice for debate and nuanced argumentation. You can use phrases like cost-benefit analysis, sustainable pace, mental fortitude, and physiological limits. Imagining yourself in his shoes and discussing the implications helps build fluency in expressing complex ideas. Is sacrificing sleep for work ever worth it? Share your take in the comments below, and let's discuss the true price of ambition. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. Ultimately, Musk's sleep paradox isn't a recommendation. It's a testament to his unique, perhaps even obsessive drive. It reflects his belief that every single moment must be leveraged towards his grand humanity-altering missions. He views rest as a necessary evil, a brief pause in the relentless execution of his human algorithm. While we are not suggesting you adopt such an extreme routine, understanding its rationale provides a window into the mind of someone pushing the very limits of human capacity. It forces your inner detective to consider the role of fundamental human needs in the pursuit of extreme goals, and how a seemingly simple act like sleeping can become a complex tactical decision in the playbook of the world's most driven CEO. The insights from this chapter will help you not only discuss work ethics in English, but also to articulate the delicate balance between ambition and well-being. Chapter 3. Time Blocking to the Extreme, the 5-minute slot. As your inner detective grapples with Elon Musk's unconventional sleep patterns, it's time to examine another cornerstone of his human algorithm, his notoriously rigorous approach to time management. This isn't your typical productivity hack. It's a brutal, almost surgical method of allocating every waking moment, often down to 5-minute increments. For Musk, time is the ultimate finite resource, and his daily schedule is a masterclass in extreme efficiency driven by a relentless desire to squeeze every drop of output from every second. For you, the English learner, dissecting this method offers invaluable vocabulary for planning, prioritization, and extreme focus, sharpening your ability to discuss productivity in high-level English. Most of us operate with schedules divided into hours, perhaps 30-minute blocks.
Musk takes this concept to an almost absurd extreme. Reports indicate he meticulously plans his day in 5-minute time slots. This isn't just about having a schedule, it's about a constant, almost frantic context switching and an unparalleled ability to dive deep into a task, complete it, and immediately transition to the next, often completely unrelated challenge. Think about the mental agility required to shift from reviewing rocket engine designs at SpaceX to discussing autonomous driving algorithms at Tesla to approving hiring decisions at the Boring Company, all within the span of 15 to 20 minutes. It's akin to having a multi-core processor for a brain, running several complex programs simultaneously, optimizing for throughput above all else. What kind of mental discipline does it take to jump between quantum physics, car manufacturing, and brain surgery concepts every few minutes? And how does this extreme time blocking shape his thinking and his company's? Prepare to be astonished by his cognitive demands. This extreme time blocking is coupled with two powerful productivity techniques, timeboxing and batching. Timeboxing means strictly allocating a fixed short amount of time for a specific task, no more, no less. When the time is up, the task is either finished or it's paused for the next allocated slot. Batching involves grouping similar tasks together to minimize context switching costs. For instance, he reportedly handles all his emails in a few dedicated, super-fast bursts throughout the day, rather than constantly checking his inbox. Similarly, he might schedule all his meetings back-to-back, sometimes even taking multiple calls simultaneously, or having different teams present in the same room. He's been known to walk out of meetings if he feels they're not productive, rather than passively sitting through wasted time. This ruthless approach to time reflects his belief that most meetings are inherently inefficient and that synchronous communication is often a drain on valuable cognitive resources. A revealing anecdote illustrates this. During a crucial design review for a new Tesla model, an engineer might present a complex technical issue. Musk, in his signature style, would listen intently, ask a few piercing questions, offer a concise, often unorthodox solution, and then seamlessly transition to a discussion about a completely unrelated aspect of SpaceX's Starship development within minutes. This rapid-fire cognitive agility is not just about intelligence. It's a deeply ingrained habit, a honed skill in mental compartmentalization and rapid information processing. For English learners, observing such interactions, for instance, in documentaries or interviews, provides an invaluable opportunity to grasp how highly efficient, direct communication works in English, especially in high-stakes environments. You'll notice the absence of unnecessary pleasantries and the laser focus on core problems. Is Musk's 5-minute time blocking inspiring you to rethink your own schedule? Share your most effective productivity hack in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Musk's famous first principles thinking is intrinsically linked to his time management. Instead of thinking by analogy, how things have been done before, he breaks problems down to their most fundamental truths, stripping away assumptions. This cognitive process is inherently time-consuming, yet he manages to apply it rapidly across diverse fields. His 5-minute slots aren't for superficial checks, they are for rapid, deep dives into core issues, challenging assumptions, and seeking fundamental solutions. This requires an enormous cognitive load and an ability to quickly discard irrelevant information. The intensity of his work demands an almost superhuman level of sustained focus.
His daily schedule is a brutal testament to this. Morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Often starts immediately with emails from Starlink teams, followed by a quick shower. Breakfast is often skipped or eaten on the go. Work blocks, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Divided between Tesla and SpaceX, with Mondays and Fridays at SpaceX in Hawthorne, California, and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at Tesla in Fremont, California, or Austin, Texas, more recently. This involves private jet travel for rapid transitions. Each block is a series of back-to-back meetings and email bursts, all in 5-minute segments. He's known to review hundreds of emails in rapid succession. Evening, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Often continues with more meetings, factory walks, and direct problem-solving on the ground. This is where he might physically interact with engineers and technicians, diagnosing issues in real time. Late night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Returns to emails, strategic planning, product design reviews, or even coding. This is often his most focused, deep work period, undisturbed by daytime meetings. His famously late-night tweeting sprees often happen during these hours, when his mind is still racing. Analyzing these detailed time allocations helps you build a rich vocabulary around scheduling, executive functions, and intense workloads, invaluable for professional English communication. What's the cost of this extreme efficiency? This relentless pace means constant mental and physical strain. He reportedly eats meals during meetings, often unhealthy food, to save time. Social interactions are minimized unless directly related to his mission. This reveals the trade-off: unparalleled productivity, but at the potential expense of traditional well-being and a broader personal life. It's the human algorithm running at its absolute maximum clock speed, often redlining. For English learners, describing such a schedule and its implications offers excellent practice for using adjectives related to intensity and discussing the ethical considerations of work-life balance. Could you ever sustain a 5-minute time-blocked schedule like Elon Musk's? Tell us why or why not in the comments below. We're curious about your productivity limits. The weirdness of his time management underscores a profound truth. He sees his life as a countdown timer for humanity's grand challenges. Every minute not spent advancing Tesla, SpaceX, or Neuralink is, in his view, a minute wasted. This extreme perspective drives his radical efficiency. It's not about being busy, it's about being relentlessly, purposefully, and unconventionally productive. While his methods are not for everyone, and frankly, not advisable for most, the underlying principles of ruthless prioritization, minimizing context switching, and deep work focus are universally applicable. Your inner detective should extract these principles, not imitate the exact routine. For English learners, applying the concepts of time blocking to your study schedule can be revolutionary. Instead of vague, "I'll study English later," try 30 minutes for shadowing practice at 7 a.m. and 15 minutes for vocabulary review during my lunch break. Batch your English listening practice or dedicate specific 5-minute slots to quick grammar drills. This structured approach, inspired by Musk's extreme methodology, can dramatically accelerate your language acquisition, turning vague intentions into tangible progress. This chapter provides you with not just a fascinating insight into a unique daily routine, but a blueprint for optimizing your own precious time, transforming your learning journey with precision and purpose. Chapter 4: The Communication Maze: Efficiency Above All. As your inner detective unpacks the intricacies of Elon Musk's sleep habits and his granular time blocking, it's essential to examine how he manages to direct the colossal operations of 5 groundbreaking companies. The answer lies in his highly unconventional, almost brutal approach to communication. For Musk, communication isn't just about conveying information. It's a meticulously engineered process designed for maximum efficiency, minimizing friction, and optimizing for rapid decision-making. He views traditional corporate communication as a maze of inefficiency, and he's relentlessly tearing down its walls. For you, the English learner, understanding Musk's communication philosophy provides a masterclass in direct, impactful English and how to navigate complex professional interactions with clarity. Most corporate environments are bogged down by endless meetings, lengthy email chains, and layers of bureaucratic approvals. Musk despises this. His philosophy is simple. Communication should be like a highly optimized API, direct, minimal, and instantly actionable. Every message, every interaction must serve a clear purpose, to advance the mission. Anything that doesn't is seen as a drain on precious time and cognitive resources.
This radical approach has led to some infamous yet surprisingly effective practices. What if a CEO told you to leave a meeting if you weren't contributing, or that all group communication was a sign of failure? Prepare to challenge every norm you know about corporate communication and discover the why behind Musk's extreme methods. His famous aversion to excessive meetings is legendary. He has explicit rules for meetings, often articulated in internal emails to his employees. No large meetings unless you're absolutely sure it's adding value to the entire audience. He believes large meetings are inherently inefficient, a waste of collective time. Leave a meeting or drop off a call as soon as it is obvious you are not adding value. This is perhaps his most iconic rule. He encourages employees to walk out if they are not contributing, rather than passively occupying space. This isn't rude in his eyes, it's respectful of everyone's time. Avoid acronyms and jargon. Communication must be clear and universally understood, without reliance on specialized language that can create unnecessary barriers.
Communication should travel the shortest path necessary to get the job done. This means direct communication between individuals, bypassing hierarchical chains if it speeds up problem solving. A famous anecdote involves Musk himself walking out of a critical meeting he deemed unproductive. He later explained that he saw no point in sitting there when he could be solving problems elsewhere. For many, this would be career suicide. For Musk, it's a demonstration of his ruthless prioritization of efficiency. This philosophy, while jarring to traditional corporate cultures, is designed to keep information flowing rapidly and directly to where it's needed most, cutting through bureaucratic fat. For English learners, analyzing his directives teaches you how to be direct, concise, and prioritize clarity in professional English contexts, whether in meetings, emails, or presentations. What's your biggest pet peeve in workplace communication? Is it endless meetings or unclear emails? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's find common ground. Your insights fuel our discussions. Musk's preference for asynchronous communication, particularly email, over synchronous methods like phone calls or spontaneous meetings, is another core tenet. He views phone calls as inherently disruptive, forcing an immediate context switch and breaking deep work focus. Emails, on the other hand, allow him and his teams to process information at their own pace, bundle responses, and keep a written record. His emails are famously brief, direct, and to the point, devoid of pleasantries or fluff. He expects the same. Employees learn to communicate the core issue, proposed solution, and next steps in a few concise sentences. Consider a story from a former space engineer. They recounted that sending a long, rambling email to Musk would result in a one-word reply like "why," or simply no reply at all. But a concise, data-backed email outlining a problem and a proposed solution would often get an immediate, equally concise approval or a sharp, insightful counter-question. This teaches a valuable lesson in concise English writing. Every word must earn its place. For English learners, practicing writing extremely concise emails, cutting out redundant phrases, and getting straight to the point is an invaluable skill, particularly in a professional English environment where clarity is paramount. By dissecting Musk's communication style, you're not just learning about productivity, you're actively mastering the art of directness, conciseness, and persuasive argumentation in professional English. Next, we'll examine how he fuels his biological machine. His use of X, formerly Twitter, as a primary, direct communication channel is perhaps his most public and often controversial communication practice. For Musk, X isn't just a social media platform. It's a real-time global town square, a direct line to millions of customers, investors, employees, and the public. He uses it to announce major product updates, respond to critics, engage with engineers, and even issue directives. This bypasses traditional media gatekeepers and internal communication channels, making his communication highly unfiltered and incredibly fast. It's the ultimate expression of his shortest path communication philosophy.
While this directness offers unparalleled transparency and speed, it also comes with significant risks, leading to public controversies, regulatory scrutiny, and sometimes misunderstandings. However, for Musk, the benefits of rapid, unfiltered communication often outweigh the potential drawbacks. It's part of his human API in action, a direct input-output stream to the world. For English learners, analyzing Musk's tweets and public statements provides fascinating examples of informal yet impactful English, understanding how a public figure communicates directly and dissecting the nuances of online discourse. You learn about idioms, slang, and how to express strong opinions concisely. This relentless focus on communication efficiency deeply impacts the company culture at Tesla and SpaceX. Employees learn to think critically, communicate directly, and prioritize ruthless problem-solving over politeness or hierarchy. Feedback is often blunt and immediate. This fosters an environment of high pressure but also rapid iteration and accountability. It's a culture built on the principle that the best idea wins, regardless of who it comes from, as long as it's communicated effectively and concisely. Do you prefer direct, unfiltered communication like Musk's, or a more traditional, structured approach? Cast your vote in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more unique insights into the minds of titans. Ultimately, Musk's communication maze is designed to eliminate what he perceives as noise and latency in the flow of information. He's building companies that operate with the speed and efficiency of a computer algorithm, and he demands his human teams communicate with similar precision. His rules about meetings, his preference for asynchronous communication, and his direct use of platforms like X are all manifestations of this singular goal: to ensure that critical information moves as fast as possible to enable rapid innovation and execution. While his methods are certainly not for every leader or every company and can be jarring to those accustomed to traditional corporate structures, the underlying principle of prioritizing clarity, conciseness, and directness in communication is a universal lesson. Your inner detective can observe this principle in action and extract valuable insights to enhance your own English communication, making you a more effective and impactful speaker and writer in any professional or personal setting. This is about optimizing your linguistic API for maximum clarity and understanding. Chapter 5: Fueling the Machine: Diet, Exercise, and Digital Detox. As your inner detective navigates the complex landscape of Elon Musk's extreme sleep patterns, his granular time blocking, and his ruthless communication efficiency, it's time to examine the often overlooked yet highly unconventional aspects of his personal well-being: his diet, exercise habits, and relationship with digital detox. While most productivity gurus preach balanced nutrition, regular workouts, and mindful breaks, Musk's approach to fueling his biological machine often appears to prioritize sheer functional output over traditional notions of health and self-care. This chapter will challenge your perceptions of what it means to maintain a high-performance individual while enriching your English vocabulary related to health, habits, and lifestyle choices.
For many high achievers, a strict regimen of healthy eating and regular exercise is seen as foundational for sustained energy and mental clarity. Musk, however, seems to view food as primarily fuel and exercise as a necessary but secondary activity to prevent physical breakdown. His diet, by many accounts, is far from what a nutritionist would recommend for peak performance. He's reportedly a fan of Diet Coke, and his meals are often eaten rapidly during meetings or on the go, prioritizing speed over nutritional content. He once famously quipped, "I'd rather eat tasty food and live a shorter life." This candid remark perfectly encapsulates his transactional approach to sustenance. It's about efficient caloric intake to maintain operations, not about gourmet experiences or long-term health optimization. What kind of extreme focus leads a person to view even basic human needs like eating and exercising as secondary to their grand mission? And what are the hidden trade-offs of this relentless pursuit of efficiency at all costs? Prepare to challenge your own understanding of work-life balance.
Anecdotes from former employees and biographers often paint a picture of highly irregular eating patterns dictated by his demanding schedule. Meals might be large, quick gulps of whatever is available, consumed while reviewing schematics or firing off emails. This contrasts sharply with the mindful eating trends promoted by health experts. For Musk, time spent on preparing or savoring food is time diverted from solving humanity's most pressing problems. It's a classic example of his first principles thinking applied to basic needs. What is the absolute minimum required to keep the human algorithm running? It's not about what's best in a holistic sense, but what's most efficient for his immediate, overwhelming workload. For English learners, discussing unconventional diets, nutritional efficiency, and lifestyle choices offers excellent opportunities to use advanced vocabulary and express opinions on health philosophy. His approach to exercise is similarly pragmatic, rather than pursuit-oriented. While he has occasionally mentioned lifting weights or running on a treadmill, his exercise routine is often described as minimal and inconsistent, frequently sacrificed when work demands intensify. He doesn't appear to prioritize it as a means of stress relief or mental rejuvenation, which it is for many. Instead, it seems to be more of a basic maintenance activity, a minimal investment to prevent his biological machine from completely seizing up. He has openly admitted to a lack of a rigorous workout regimen, often pointing to his long hours as the primary reason. This reveals a clear hierarchy of priorities. The missions of Tesla and SpaceX always come first, even over consistent physical well-being. Does Musk's approach to diet and exercise make you appreciate your own healthy habits more, or does it make you question if you're pushing hard enough? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss the true meaning of self-care for extreme achievers. This leads us to the concept of digital detox, or rather, Musk's apparent lack of thereof. In an era where mindfulness and disconnecting from screens are increasingly promoted for mental health, Musk remains perpetually online, connected, and available. His notorious late-night tweeting sprees, his constant engagement on X, and his reputation for sending emails at all hours are testaments to his almost symbiotic relationship with digital interfaces. For him, the digital world isn't something to escape, it's the primary conduit through which he operates his vast empires. His brain is seemingly always on, processing information and interacting with the world through a screen. Consider the story of a former employee who mentioned receiving emails from Musk at 3 a.m. and responding within minutes because they knew he was likely still awake and working. This creates a culture of always-on availability. For Musk, true digital detox would be equivalent to shutting down critical systems of his human algorithm, a luxury he seemingly cannot afford given his ambitions. This constant connectivity, while enabling unparalleled responsiveness and decision-making speed, undoubtedly contributes to the extreme mental load and potential for burnout. For English learners, discussing digital immersion, perpetual connectivity, and the always-on culture offers rich vocabulary and real-world context for expressing views on modern work environments and technology's impact on well-being. By dissecting these unconventional lifestyle choices, you're not just observing Musk's extreme habits, you're gaining a nuanced understanding of trade-offs, priorities, and the intricate vocabulary to discuss them in advanced English. How does his why justify all this weirdness? The underlying philosophy behind Musk's approach to diet, exercise, and digital interaction is a relentless, almost utilitarian focus on output maximization. Every decision about his personal well-being appears to be filtered through the lens of, does this contribute to my ability to advance my company's missions as quickly and effectively as possible? If the answer is no, it's either minimized or eliminated. This is where the human algorithm truly comes into play, treating the body and mind as a machine that needs precise, minimal inputs to achieve maximum computational power and execution. It's not about balance in the traditional sense, it's about balance within the context of an extreme, mission-driven life. This contrasts sharply with the advice of most wellness experts, who advocate for sustainable routines, stress management, and a holistic approach to health. Musk's methods are a stark reminder that extreme goals often demand extreme and sometimes self-sacrificing measures. This isn't a blueprint for everyone. It's a window into the mind of someone pushing the outer limits of human endurance and prioritizing singular objectives above all else. For English learners, this topic is excellent for practicing conditional sentences, expressing ethical dilemmas, and debating the meaning of success and well-being. Does Musk's unique approach to self-care make you question the traditional definition of work-life balance? Tell us your perspective in the comments below, and let's engage in a thought-provoking discussion. Ultimately, Musk's fueling the machine habits are a direct consequence of his overarching, almost existential purpose. He believes he is literally working to save humanity and secure its future on multiple planets. In that context, a skipped meal or a missed workout becomes a minor, justifiable trade-off for the chance to achieve such colossal goals. Your inner detective understands that while these habits are weird from a conventional perspective, they are perfectly logical within Musk's own extreme mission-driven framework. This deep understanding of his motivations, even for seemingly mundane daily activities, helps you grasp the full complexity of his human algorithm and its ultimate dedication to his grand visions. This chapter has provided you with a unique perspective on the intersection of personal habits, extreme ambition, and their cost, all while expanding your English vocabulary for nuanced discussions on lifestyle and productivity.
Chapter 6. The Why Behind the Weird, Purpose-Driven Madness. As your inner detective has meticulously dissected the bizarre mechanics of Elon Musk's human algorithm, his minimal sleep, the surgical precision of his 5-minute time slots, his ruthless communication efficiency, and his unconventional fueling habits, a critical question lingers. Why? What compels an individual to subject themselves to such an extreme, almost punishing daily routine? This chapter shifts our focus from what he does to the profound why that underpins every unconventional choice, every brutal trade-off. It's here that we connect his eccentric daily habits to his overarching, almost existential missions. For you, the English learner, understanding this purpose-driven madness introduces a rich vocabulary for ambition, philosophy, and extreme motivation, allowing you to articulate powerful drivers in sophisticated English. At the heart of Musk's weirdness lies his unwavering commitment to first principles thinking. This isn't just a buzzword, it's a cognitive bedrock. Instead of reasoning by analogy, doing things the way they've always been done, Musk systematically breaks down complex problems to their most fundamental truths, stripping away assumptions. He then rebuilds solutions from the ground up, no matter how unconventional or difficult. For example, when questioned about the cost of rockets, he didn't ask, "How can we make rockets cheaper?" analogy. He asked, "What are rockets made of? What is the cost of aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber, oxygen, kerosene?" First principles. This led him to the radical idea of reusable rockets, slashing costs by orders of magnitude. This rigorous intellectual honesty demands immense cognitive energy and time, pushing him to optimize every minute. His extreme schedule isn't a random set of habits, it's a precisely engineered response to the demands of first principles problem-solving across multiple industries. What kind of purpose is so grand, so all-consuming, that a person would willingly sacrifice sleep, comfort, and conventional social norms for it? Prepare to discover the driving force behind Elon Musk's relentless ambition. This leads directly to his mission-driven mindset. Musk is not merely building companies to make money. He views his ventures, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, The Boring Company, as critical endeavors to secure the very future of humanity. He genuinely believes that electric vehicles are essential to transition to sustainable energy and prevent climate catastrophe.
He believes multiplanetary existence, colonizing Mars, is crucial for humanity's long-term survival against existential risks. Neuralink aims to solve neurological disorders and create a symbiotic relationship with AI. These aren't just business goals, they are, in his mind, moral imperatives. This profound sense of purpose acts as an inexhaustible wellspring of motivation, justifying every extreme measure in his daily routine. A powerful anecdote illustrates this. During the depths of production hell for the Tesla Model 3, when the company was hemorrhaging cash and on the verge of collapse, Musk wasn't just working long hours. He was often sleeping on the factory floor, showering in the executive bathrooms, and personally overseeing intricate details of the assembly line. He famously worked 120-hour weeks, fueled by adrenaline and Diet Coke. His executives and employees often found him troubleshooting issues directly, asking engineers incredibly detailed questions at 3 a.m. This wasn't micromanagement, it was a desperate, personal commitment to a mission he believed in more than anything. He saw himself as the last line of defense against the failure of humanity's future. For English learners, analyzing this level of conviction and leadership through phrases like moral imperative, existential threat, and unwavering commitment provides rich material for discussing purpose-driven work. Does having a grand, almost impossible mission truly unlock superhuman levels of productivity? Or is it a recipe for burnout? Share your thoughts on purpose-driven work in the comments. The weirdness of his routine, therefore, is a direct manifestation of the conscious trade-offs he is willing to make. He has openly acknowledged that his lifestyle is not balanced in a conventional sense. He trades personal comfort, consistent social life, traditional hobbies, and even consistent physical well-being for the chance to achieve his colossal goals. This is not accidental neglect, it is a calculated, almost brutal prioritization. He views these sacrifices as minor costs when weighed against the potential benefit of advancing human civilization. This perspective, while difficult for many to grasp, is the key to understanding his daily habits. His body is simply the vessel, the biological machine through which his grand algorithms of innovation and execution are run. The psychological aspects of this extreme motivation are fascinating. Psychologists might point to elements of extreme self-efficacy, a relentless drive for mastery, and a deep-seated desire to leave a legacy that transcends individual wealth. Musk often speaks about the pain of his work, but it is overshadowed by the pain of not achieving his goals. This intrinsic motivation, fueled by a sense of existential urgency, explains why he can sustain such an intense pace even when exhausted. It's not simply about discipline, it's about a deep, almost spiritual alignment between his daily actions and his ultimate purpose. For English learners, discussing self-efficacy, intrinsic motivation, and existential urgency helps you build a sophisticated vocabulary for psychological analysis. By understanding the profound why behind Musk's seemingly strange routines, you're not just gaining insights into genius, you're acquiring the linguistic tools to articulate complex philosophical and psychological drivers in highly effective English. How can you apply these principles to your own life? It is crucial for your inner detective to understand the distinction between imitation and principle extraction. We are not suggesting you adopt Musk's exact routine. Sleeping on factory floors or working 120-hour weeks is likely unsustainable and unhealthy for most. Instead, the wisdom lies in extracting the universal principles that drive his extreme productivity. Ruthless prioritization. He identifies the absolute most important task and attacks it with singular focus, eliminating distractions.
First principles problem solving. He doesn't just improve, he reinvents by questioning fundamental assumptions. Mission-driven work ethic. His actions are always aligned with an overarching, deeply meaningful purpose. Extreme efficiency in communication and time. He minimizes waste and maximizes throughput in every interaction. A story highlights this principle extraction. Imagine an aspiring entrepreneur, inspired by Musk, trying to build their own startup. Instead of literally sleeping at the office, they adopt the ruthless prioritization by identifying their single most critical task for the day and focusing on it first, eliminating all distractions. They use first principles thinking to question why their industry does things a certain way, leading to innovative solutions. This is the applicable wisdom, not the literal imitation. For English learners, understanding the difference between imitation and principle extraction is a nuanced concept that enhances your critical thinking and argumentative skills in English. What's one core principle from Elon Musk's madness that you think could benefit your life without copying his extremes? Share your actionable takeaways below. Ultimately, Musk's weird daily routine is not a series of random quirks. It's a meticulously constructed, though often physically taxing, framework designed to serve an almost superhuman level of ambition. His life is a testament to the idea that if the why is big enough, the how can defy conventional wisdom. Your inner detective now understands that the efficiency of his human algorithm is driven not by caffeine or an iron will alone, but by a deeply ingrained purpose that transcends personal comfort. This profound insight allows you to not only discuss extreme productivity in English, but also to articulate the delicate, often precarious, balance between grand ambition and personal sustainability. The stage is now set for us to apply these principles to your own life and learning journey. Chapter 7. Your Optimized Routine, Lessons from the Elon Playbook. We have reached the culmination of our profound journey, dissecting the weirdest daily routine of Elon Musk, a man who lives on the very edge of human capacity. Your inner detective has meticulously explored his radical approach to sleep, his surgical 5-minute time slots, his ruthless communication efficiency, and his unconventional methods of personal fueling. We've transcended mere curiosity, moving beyond the sensational headlines to truly understand the profound why that drives this modern titan. A purpose-driven madness rooted in first principles thinking and an unwavering commitment to humanity's future. This final chapter is not about turning you into a mini Elon. It's about extracting the timeless, adaptable principles from his unique playbook and applying them to optimize your routine, enhance your productivity, and crucially, supercharge your English learning journey, making you wiser, more confident, and truly fluent. Recall the core metaphor: Musk's life as a human algorithm, tirelessly executing complex missions. The key takeaway is not to copy his exact operating system, which might lead to burnout for most. Instead, it's to understand the underlying code, the fundamental principles he applies, and then debug and rewrite it for your own unique hardware and mission. This means identifying what truly drives your productivity and growth, especially in your pursuit of English mastery. Principle 1. Ruthless prioritization and deep focus, the mission-critical filter. Musk identifies his most important task and attacks it with singular, almost obsessive focus, ruthlessly eliminating distractions. He avoids non-essential meetings and prefers asynchronous communication to protect his deep work blocks. He understands that focus is the currency of progress. For you, this means: identify your MITs for English. What is the single most impactful English learning activity you can do today? Is it mastering a grammar point, practicing a specific pronunciation, or having a challenging conversation? Make it your primary focus. Create focus blocks. Even if it's just 15 or 30 minutes, create dedicated English immersion slots in your day. During this time, eliminate all distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode, close irrelevant tabs, tell others you're unavailable. Learn to say no. Just like Musk walks out of unproductive meetings, learn to say no to distractions or non-essential requests that derail your English study time. Story example. Imagine a student, Sarah, used to casually browse English news during breaks.
After learning about Musk's focus, she decides to dedicate a strict 20-minute block each day solely to active English listening. No social media, no multitasking. The clarity and retention she achieves in those 20 minutes far outweigh her previous scattered efforts. This small, focused commitment is a direct application of Musk's ruthless prioritization. How much time do you think you truly waste each day on low-value activities that could be redirected towards your MITs, especially your English learning goals? What's one distraction you can ruthlessly eliminate starting today? Principle 2. Time optimization and timeboxing, the micro-scheduling master. Musk's famous 5-minute time slots and task batching aim to maximize throughput and minimize context switching costs. While 5-minute slots might be too extreme, the underlying concept of timeboxing is universally powerful. For you, this means batch similar tasks, group your English learning activities, do all vocabulary review at once, practice speaking phrases for 15 minutes, then switch to listening for 15 minutes. Avoid jumping between tasks. Use timers relentlessly. Allocate fixed, short amounts of time, example 25-minute Pomodoro method sessions or 30-minute English sprints. When the timer is up, switch tasks or take a planned break, just as Musk moves between his 5-minute slots. Optimize transitions. Minimize the time between tasks. Have your English materials ready before your study block begins.
Story or example. John, a busy professional, struggles to find time for English. Inspired by Musk, he dedicates his 15-minute commute to English podcast speed listening and his 10-minute lunch break to vocabulary flashcards, ensuring no minute is wasted. He even batches his English speaking practice by scheduling short, frequent calls with a language partner instead of one long, infrequent session. This micro-scheduling turns scattered moments into powerful learning opportunities. Is timeboxing a strategy you're willing to experiment with for your English learning? Tell us how you plan to optimize your study sessions in the comments below. Your commitment inspires others. Principle 3. Efficient and direct communication, the API of clarity. Musk's communication philosophy prioritizes clarity, conciseness, and directness, eliminating jargon and unnecessary pleasantries. This is about ensuring messages are instantly understood and actionable. For you, the English learner, this is invaluable for both speaking and listening. Practice conciseness. When writing emails or speaking in English, try to convey your message in as few words as possible without losing clarity. Practice summarizing complex ideas in 1 to 2 sentences. Focus on the core message. When listening, actively filter out background noise and focus on the speaker's main point, their why. Don't get lost in tangential details. Ask direct questions. Don't hesitate to ask clarifying questions in English. Could you explain that in simpler terms? Or, what's the main takeaway here? To ensure you understand precisely. Story. During a group project presentation in English, a student, Maria, notices her native-speaking teammates using too much jargon. Applying Musk's principle, she suggests, let's make sure our slides communicate the core idea in plain English, avoiding acronyms for broader appeal. This improves the presentation and showcases her refined communication skills. This kind of clarity is crucial, whether you're building a new company or just trying to be understood in a foreign language. By applying these communication principles, you're not just speaking English, you're speaking English with impact and efficiency, becoming a truly effective communicator. Ready to unlock the power of purpose? Principle 4. Resilience and mission-driven mindset, the unshakable why. Musk's extreme routine is only sustainable because it's fueled by an almost existential purpose, saving humanity.
His resilience comes from this unwavering commitment to a cause larger than himself. For you, this means define your why for English. Why are you truly learning English? Is it for a career advancement, to travel the world, to connect with global communities, or to access vast amounts of information? When motivation wanes, revisit this core purpose. Embrace discomfort as growth. Musk pushes boundaries. For you, that means embracing the discomfort of making mistakes, speaking with an accent, or facing challenging new vocabulary. View these not as failures, but as essential steps in your growth as an English learner. Learn from setbacks. Just as Musk learned from production hell, view any plateau or struggle in your English journey as a data point, not a dead end. Analyze what went wrong, adapt your algorithm, and keep pushing. Story: David felt stuck learning English for months. He almost gave up. Then he remembered his why: to be able to communicate effectively with his international clients and expand his business globally. This grand mission gave him the resilience to push through, scheduling extra shadowing sessions and actively seeking out English conversation partners, even when tired. This drive is what transforms learning into true mastery. This is a principle that even business titans understand. Remember our previous video about Bill Gates' biggest mistake and his $400 billion regret? He learned a painful lesson about complacency and the importance of adapting to new market contexts. After stepping down from Microsoft, he channeled his incredible drive into a new, humanity-driven mission through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. His why simply shifted. The relentless dedication remained. You can find the full story of his transformation in the suggested video that just popped up, or check the link in the description for another powerful example of purpose driving action. What's your ultimate why for learning English? Share your purpose in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else. Your optimized routine: building your own human algorithm. The goal is not to become Elon Musk. It is to become the most optimized, purpose-driven version of yourself. Your optimized routine will likely look vastly different from his. It will include adequate sleep, balanced nutrition, and genuine periods of rest and rejuvenation. But it will be built on the same bedrock principles: ruthless prioritization, efficient time allocation, direct communication, and an unshakable purpose. For English learners, this means crafting a study routine that is intense but sustainable. Short, focused bursts of study are often more effective than long, distracted sessions. Purpose-driven: every English activity connects back to your personal why. Optimized for your learning style: use the tools, shadowing, active listening, focused reading, that yield the highest return for your brain. You are no longer just learning English. You are strategizing your English acquisition. You are applying the principles of a CEO to your own development. Imagine reaching a level of English fluency where communication flows effortlessly, where you understand not just words, but the true intentions behind them. This isn't a distant dream. It's the inevitable outcome of applying these principles. Are you ready for your final call to action? The wisdom you've cultivated, the empathy you've deepened through understanding human drivers, and the confidence you forged by embracing these principles are now indelible parts of who you are. Your inner detective is not just a role you play, it's a fundamental shift in how you perceive and interact with the world, including the English-speaking world. This journey towards mastering human behavior and optimizing your routine is continuous. There are always more layers to uncover, more nuances to grasp. But you now possess the foundational tools and the mindset to keep growing, learning, and expanding your understanding. You are no longer just seeing the world. You are truly observing it. You are not just hearing English words, you are deciphering the complex symphony of human communication. And in doing so, you are becoming a wiser, more perceptive, and undeniably more confident human being, ready to navigate any challenge and build deeper connections, all while speaking English with unparalleled fluency and insight. The weirdness of Elon Musk's routine, once a mere curiosity, has now become your personal blueprint for accelerated growth. Hard CTA. Your transformation is complete, but your learning journey never ends. If you're ready to put these powerful observation skills and productivity principles into practice and continue to supercharge your English fluency, then leave a comment below. Share the single biggest actionable takeaway from Elon Musk's playbook that you'll apply to your life or English learning. Like this video, show your appreciation for this in-depth guide and the insights it brought. Share it with someone. Help a friend unlock their own optimized routine and boost their English skills. Subscribe to the channel. Don't miss our next deep dive into human psychology, success strategies, and advanced English learning techniques. Hit the bell icon to stay notified for more transformative content. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Keep optimizing, keep learning, and keep growing.